Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to tonight. I am your host, Lady Artemis. Welcome to the Crown Channel. I hope you guys are all doing amazing. Look at the hype in the chat. Keep that up. Guys, I am Lady Artemis. I'm your guest host tonight. I know Alicia is not here, but she will be back next week. And some of you guys might remember me from week 1. I was your mentor. And yes, my finger is healing nicely for those of you concerned. So tonight is a show that is for people who love to create, craft, and cosplay. So guys, sit back, relax, and let's have some fun. So here we go. How are you guys feeling? How are you guys doing? Who's excited to be here? Who is going to TwitchCon? Because I will be there. What? So those of you who are new tonight, I want to give you a little rundown of what we're about here on Crown Cosplay. So we have 3 contestants competing in a 5-week series that will end at TwitchCon, and they will do their big costume reveal that they've been working on for 5 weeks. And the winner will take home the grand prize there at TwitchCon. So guys, keep watching so we can figure out who's going to be taking home that crown or that money. So guys, your job, I lied to you. I'm so sorry. But you guys actually have a job tonight. You guys get to be involved. And part of that is we're going to take some polls and you guys get to vote on your favorite contestant and who you think did the best in 3 categories. All right. Category 1, best use of budget. Category 2, creativity. And 3, best final project. So you guys have fun. Keep an eye out and let's have a good show. Right now, we're going to go take a look at the contestants last week because each week we have a mentor who also gets to throw in their opinion and vote. And last week's mentor did boot covers. This week we have another special guest and she's amazing. And we look forward to meeting her in a little bit. But let's take a look at these boot covers they made last week.
Hey everyone, and welcome to week 2 of Crown Cosplay. Right now we have with us Charice Jubilee. She's a 50s housewife and aproned queen. We have Fierce, master of textile and makeup. And lastly but not least, we have Monica of the Lion, meme duchess of the weird. Let's bring out Casey Renee, our week 2 mentor. What do you have for our contestants today?
We are going to be making a boot cover. So for the supplies today, I have elastic, faux leather, accessories. So we have some zippers, buttons, snaps.
Our people have spoken. Our coach and mentor, Casey Renee, has spoken. The results are in, and Atmos is the leader. I'm amazed at what all of you have done. You all did such a great job. I hope you guys are working really hard and getting ready for San Diego TwitchCon, and we will be catching up with our contestants as they get ready for our week 3 challenge.
Oh my gosh, you guys! Hello! Welcome back.
Hi.
Those were some incredible boot covers you guys made. Oh my gosh. You 3 are so talented. I'm jealous of all your creativity. It is amazing. I think we have the best contestants ever. So,
I mean,
you're not wrong. It's okay. Don't be modest. All right. Hey, let's welcome Charice Jubilee. She is a 50s housewife. Girl, those boots. The lace, the boots with the lace. Oh my goodness. So what was your inspiration?
With the lace.
Yeah.
So I love to mix things up. I like a little bit of bold. I like a little bit of dainty and sassy, a little sexy. So I combined it all.
A lot of sexy.
A little bit of leather.
That was a lot of
lace,
sexy.
And we had some fun with that. I loved last week. I wanted to go all out. I didn't get to do that, but I still feel like I made something kind of solid.
You made something solid and it was amazing. I'm so excited. Atmos Fierce, the master of textile, and he came up with the fiercest, reddest boots you've ever seen. Oh my gosh, they were amazing.
I feel like the challenge was definitely my wheelhouse. I was like, it's fabric. I got to do something cool, sparkly, Sailor Moon, anime nerdy. I'm really happy with what I turned out, and I'm happy I got my first win. Fingers crossed we'll get another win tonight. I'm excited. We'll see. We'll see. I'm always learning new stuff each week. So even if I don't win, I still win,
They
right?
look so good. You were amazing.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see the final costume with that, okay? You need to finish that one because those boots, they're not done.
When TwitchCon is over, then we'll work on that one.
Follow the social for that.
Exactly.
And we have the beautiful, guys, I want a loud roar for the Monica of the Lion, Meme Duchess.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You look cute.
Oh, thank you. Your boots with the fur would go really good with this outfit, I think.
Yeah, you can have them. You can take them.
You did such a good job last week. I love them. Yeah. Have you went frolicking yet in a wooded glen in them?
Not yet, but I'll take them to a Renaissance festival sometime this year, and I'll finish the other one.
And frolic
make
there?
It not look like tinfoil, so it's like, actually looks like a hoof and not just, I don't know.
Oh, well, it looks like a hoof. You did amazing. So, guys, the big question here, the biggest of all, who is excited for TwitchCon? Oh, wow.
100 times.
I don't know what you're talking about. TwitchCon doesn't exist.
I just feel like at that moment, it was like you thought it was going to be hyped up, and then it was like crickets chirping. Like, so nobody's excited?
I'm very excited.
Excited?
Just
I'm
nervous.
I'm hyped.
Terrified.
I can't wait to go. I can't wait to see everybody together.
You guys are going to do
time.
amazing. I am so excited to see your guys' costumes. So how far along are you guys getting there? Like, are you getting quick? Like, are you close? Are you like far away? Are you like, this might not happen?
I've got the head covered. I've got the feet covered. And then everything in between is not finished yet. So I definitely need to finish that part, as it's, the most important part of the costume, having clothing to wear.
I mean, I think, Twitch TOS might not
I'll
like,
make it happen.
Just
Don't
a
worry.
headdress and feet, just saying. Carice, how are you feeling?
I'm getting to the confident phase. I start seeing all the little stuff come together. I have bits and pieces of almost everything started, but I haven't gotten anything fully completed for the most part. I've got a couple things close, but I'm getting there slowly but surely, just hacking away at it every day.
Well, I'm so excited to see the final project. So, Monica, I saw you covering your eyes over there. So are you getting really antsy? You said you weren't sleeping?
Yeah. No, I get like maybe like 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. Some of these things are like so big, and like it's so much work of being outside, having to sand everything. And I live in Texas, so it is not like cool at all.
No.
Like we're in fall, but are we really?
But it was 100 degrees this week, so I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, I know. Well, I am sure hopefully the weather will go to you and be good for you so you can actually get this costume done. I know. I have faith in all of you guys. I'm so excited to see what you guys have in store. So guys, don't go anywhere. We have a very special guest and mentor who is super accomplished and amazing and gorgeous. And I'm so excited for you guys to meet her, but you'll see her right after this break. So don't go anywhere.
My brother gave his life hunting the enemy. His task is now mine. Speak your truth. Stand with me. Ours was no chance meeting. Not fate, nor destiny. Ours was the work of something greater.
I am not the hero you seek.
Whatever it was you did, be free of it.
It is here, the moment we feared.
Why do you keep fighting?
There is a tempest in me. Evil does not sleep, it waits.
Welcome back, guys. You are watching Crown Cosplay on the Crown channel. Those of you who are just now tuning in, we are hosting a cosplay contest with 3 contestants who are competing in a 5-week series that will end at TwitchCon, so I hope to see you all there. And we will see who will take home the grand prize. All right, guys, I am so excited for you guys to meet this week's mentor. She is amazing. I already said that. She's accomplished. She's a host, producer, and journalist in esports gaming space, a creative producer of DreamHack, and holds a master in biochemistry, and she has over 50 cosplays. I mean, what doesn't this girl do? She is amazing. Guys, let's give a warm welcome to our beautiful Reinessa. Welcome.
Over here, making me blush. Making me blush.
I'm in the presence of greatness right now. I mean, I'm the one who's like, you know, my hands are sweaty meeting you. So how are you? Welcome to the show.
I am doing wonderfully. I absolutely love seeing cosplayers under pressure and the kind of creativity they churn out. You know, it's that whole charcoal coal into diamond type thing. I'm really excited to see what they have for us tonight. So happy to be here. Thank you everyone for having me.
Oh gosh, we are so thankful that you joined us tonight. I have some questions because I'm sure you guys want to get to know this beautiful, accomplished woman. What is your favorite cosplay that you've done?
Oh gosh, I flip-flop between a few, but the story that I'll go with is I always cosplayed these like pretty, smiling, like really bubbly characters, and I decided I needed to push myself out of my comfort zone, and I wanted to do something sort of raw and primal. So I picked this character called Beastmaster from this game that I play, and he is like you know, horns and animal teeth around his neck and a red face paint and fur and leather and stuff everywhere. And so I took that character and I said, okay, if the video game designers made this character female, what would she look like? And so I got to really stretch myself creativity wise with the gender bend. And then cosplaying this character was freeing in a way I never expected, right? Like I'm roaring instead of smiling, and you get to just be this like primal thing, and I loved it, and I love putting that cosplay on. I think that's like 6 years ago at this point, and yeah, I will wear it happily. You. And there it is up on the screen. That's the one.
You look amazing, and look at those props. Did you make them all yourself?
It's a mixture. So a lot of my cosplays, I will honestly buy a plastic prop if it exists because it holds up a lot better and they're usually really light. But if there's nothing even physically close out there, I will make it. So it's like a 50-50 depending on how wild the character prop is.
Well, I have a feeling you're going to show us some of the props that you've made tonight.
Yeah, you know, don't pay attention to the background, everybody. That's a surprise for later.
I mean, whoops. They are just standing in the background. Oh my gosh. You guys, I mean, how long have you been doing this? You are so amazing at this, and you look gorgeous in all of those pictures.
Thank you. I would say that I started cosplaying the way most people would define it right before I went to the International 2014, which is a big Dota event. So in like spring of 2014 is when I super dove into it, but I grew up sewing and designing my own clothes and making Halloween costumes and all kinds of themed parties in college. Those pictures did not survive, and we're okay with that.
Aren't we all that some pictures didn't survive? So speaking of cosplay and all of its challenges, one of the main reasons why you're here on the show is to challenge the contestants with a challenge today, actually. So can you introduce what you want them to be doing today?
Absolutely. Like I said, I like to see what gets churned out under pressure. So both so that chat doesn't have to just sit and watch paint dry, all right? I did this for you. And also to really push our contestants. Yes, they have 2 challenges. So they are tasked with creating a sword and shield, or their interpretation of a sword and shield. One of those props they've already worked on before the show, and they're just going to add detailing and weathering to make the props look a lot more realistic. And then the other prop, they have to just pattern, right? We're going to go all the way to the first step, where they're going to basically just plan out how they would make the prop. And the key thing here is that these cosplayers have to travel to TwitchCon, which means their stuff...
That is true.
Has to fit in a suitcase. So their second prop, either the sword or the shield, they have to show some kind of plan of how it's going to be disassembled for packing. And so we really want to push them to work on detail, realistic effect, enhancing an existing prop, but also the practicality and planning part of cosplay that I think is going to be really fun for everybody in chat to kind of see come together.
So this week sounds like actually a pretty hard challenge that they have 2, and it is an hour long that they can complete these 2. So do you have a very special supply list that we can show our viewers and contestants?
Absolutely. And viewers, keep in mind, Halloween is approaching, so take notes. The number 1 supply that you're going to see people use is foam. It's versatile, it's cheap, it's light, it's wonderful to work with. Even cheaper option and great is cardboard, especially for, Halloween low budget quick props. And chat's favorite, cosplayer's favorite, or nemesis, the glue, especially the hot glue.
No, not at all. Guys never use the stuff.
We're having some flashbacks for Lady Artemis here.
My therapist has said never use hot glue.
I burned myself so many times. I've lost so much skin to it, but it's also saved my butt. So, love-hate relationship. And then lastly, of course, paint, which helps you actually give your props color and definition. And we're going to talk about a couple different ways you can use paint to enhance that. Now, these are a few basic supplies. There are a ton of other things, different kinds of paint, different things you can use to detail and weather. So there is a QR code that's going to come up on screen if you want to go to a list that will show you all the wonderful things that we have suggested to our contestants that they might want to buy. You don't need to buy all of them for a prop. It's just all things that are useful for props, but you don't have to make a prop with everything. But if you do, please tweet me a picture. Thank you.
That would be one very impressive prop if you used everything, I would think. So it looks like we have everything we need, right? So are you ready to start building and giving us a demonstration?
Absolutely.
Because I'm ready for a demonstration. I want to learn. I'm here to learn. We're all here to learn.
Yes.
So take it away.
All right. Thank you. So chat, we have a million different things that we could work on today. So what you're going to see the contestants have for their props are going to be a little fancier than what I'm showing you. But what I'm showing you are really, really quick props. I want to show you how fast you can pull something together. So these 2 daggers right here, so mini swords from what our contestants are doing, both took me anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to make each. And I'm going to go all the way back to the start.
Impressive.
Yeah, and show you how to construct these. So this one needs a little more time to dry. I keep getting silver glitter on my fingers because this paint, it takes forever to dry, as a warning. But we'll talk about that. So I'm going to take you through the steps of making any kind of weapon whatsoever. The first thing you want to do is make a pattern. Okay. And because our knife is symmetrical, instead of trying to draw 2 sides to it, I just fold my paper in half. And we're going to do this really, really quickly, right? So chat just gets an idea. But something like this is just our basic knife shape. And I know it's hard to see, but you'll see once I cut it out that we're getting a really basic knife shape out of this.
And this is the pattern starting out with.
Yeah, so this is our very first step. This makes it so much easier. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, this looks like a leaf, okay? This doesn't look like a knife. I don't love the lines that I made here. And so then I'm just going to kind of keep on messing with it, right? And it's okay if things do not work out the first time. And you want to just keep on going. And this is if you don't have anything to work off of. I will say, if you just have a knife sitting around, just look at that, right? Mm-hmm. Just take a look at that. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at this knife that I already made, and we're going to see, okay, why do I hate this pattern shape that I'm making? Oh, I've made it a little too fluffy on the sides. So I will just use my existing one to adjust my pattern a little bit and cut this down a little further.
Okay. You know, it's making me nervous, you holding so many knives in your hand.
Fortunately, these are foam. You know, I can't injure myself on them. Oh. Just don't look at the wall behind me when we go back to the full screen. There's a lot of knives back
Then I'm going to be really nervous.
Okay, so
wait, am I more scared of hot glue or this?
Oh, see, that's a great question because we're going to pull out the sharp stuff here in a second. So I'm going to use cardboard here because this is something a lot of people have. I know we all order a million things off Amazon. Don't throw out your boxes. Yeah, just, you know, hang on to those. This is 100% something from an Amazon box. And then here's our sharp
too many.
Yeah, you have too many.
Be careful. Please be careful. You're making me so nervous.
Okay, so safety tip. Do not put your fingers in the line of the cutting implement, okay? See this? This is not where my hand goes. My hand goes on the other side, and my thumb stays really far away. Okay, everybody?
Very wise, guys. This is a professional. Listen.
Make good choices.
That looks amazing. Okay, so I can see the knife shape more now that you're doing it in the cardboard.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, the white's a little bright. It's a little hard to see.
You had to really put some elbow grease in that one.
Yeah, so cardboard is kind of a pain to work with, right? But it's cheap and it's easy. And here's the other thing. So even if I were going to make this prop out of Warbler, which is a thermoplastic, that's a little more expensive, a little harder to work with, I would probably want to pattern it out in cardboard first anyways.
Okay.
So, and we are going to plug in the hot glue gun while we sit here, okay? Gotta get this bad boy warming up. It'll be okay. You're so far away from me.
Guys, I am. But I'm still nervous for you and your own sake.
Oh, I've accepted that I'm just gonna burn my hands. That's just a reality.
Well, let's hope not tonight. You are the contestants. I have no hot glue tonight, so I'm safe.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, so this is obviously just a blade of a knife. We then need a crossbar. Now, because I made this test crossbar, I realized, honestly, how ugly this is. You know, because I made a test one, I go, okay, I don't love this shape. So I'm actually going to change my shape on this one a little bit.
Okay.
And give it a little more dimension, right? And so now our knife looks so much cooler.
I love that. Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
This is the benefit of making tests. And then you save yourself a lot of work because you guys are all going to see how fast this comes together.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so the reason we made these in two separate pieces is because we are going to take another common household item. If I can find where I put it. There it is. The wonderful tinfoil. Oh. That's right. The thing that you guys probably all have. So to be really careful with here, like this piece is already all creased and it's making me unhappy. So we're ditching that.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and get a smooth piece.
So I feel like what you're saying is this is not going to be an expensive project.
No,
because
this is
you
not.
use your Amazon boxes, hot glue gun, and cardboard, and you're good.
Yes, but that's fun, right? That's a great way to start out with prop making, is to try and do something really simple. And so now we are going to use my favorite cosplay. I don't really care about the brand. The brand's not important, but this is my favorite thing. It's tacky spray, fabric tack, whatever. There's a million different brands. I also have this one that I love. It's almost out. It is on that QR list you gave to you. I use this for so many different things when I'm cosplaying. It just makes my surface...
So this is the magic ingredient that holds all cosplays together. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. So anytime I especially use this if I have fabric details that I want to put foam inside. Because the foam helps the fabric hold up. Okay. So all I've done is put the dagger base on the dull side of the tinfoil. And then now we're going to spray the other side.
You've made it extra tacky.
Extra tacky. Yep. As tacky as we can be. As shiny and sparkly as possible. And then...
Your folding skills are on point, girl.
Chad is saying this is the anti-hot glue. Sweetheart, the hot glue is still happening. You cannot escape it, okay? There is no option.
There's no escaping the evil hot glue.
Yes. Yeah, no, you'll never be free. I love it.
You'll never be free.
The extra ominous sound.
Monica's having nightmares of TwitchCon. I'm having nightmares of hot glue. Tacky, shiny, and sparkly. That's me. That's the best comment. All the tacky comments.
Chat, you are making this a joy. So
yes,
I am just outlining a second piece for our cross guard here, because when I go to attach it to the dagger, it will only be on one side, right? Because I only have one side of it. So we're gonna just make another side because it'll look a little bit prettier. And we are working with cardboard and tinfoil. So let's remember that pretty isn't maybe the number one, but we're still gonna do our best. You'll see that
I'm expecting shiny, sparkly, and tacky. So that's what we're going for tonight.
Yeah, well, you know what? When I get out the duct tape, oh boy, are you gonna be impressed.
Woohoo!
So this spray adhesive dries really quickly. So I can just cut around the tinfoil to kind of help the dagger escape. And then you'll see the shape emerge. It's really fun. It's really fun to do quick props like this when you have a photo shoot and in an hour and you can't remember what you did with the prop that you needed for it. And you're like, haha, time to do this. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just ripped off some of the tinfoil. But that's okay, because that part, the tinfoil's not gonna show. And it's so sticking to my hands. I would like everybody to notice that it will not, it's really sticky.
It likes you.
Apparently, I've made a new friend, and its name is not hot glue.
It's not hot glue, it's tacky glue. Guys, instead of hot glue, we have tacky glue now. We've moved up in the world. Actually, no, it sounds like we moved behind. Hot glue versus tacky glue.
Well, which one do we think is stronger? So now we've got this nice shiny dagger that is kind of sticking to me, but that's okay. It'll finish setting as we work. If you do this yourselves at home, you can give it a little more time so it doesn't stick to you. And now out comes the hot glue.
Hot glue, okay. Careful with the hot glue.
That was not heating up while we worked, so that's totally fine. We'll give it a moment. It was plugged in but not turned on. I am a pro, I promise.
Well, that's what we have you here for. Yeah. That is looking so amazing.
Yeah, so while our hot glue gun heats up, I'll show you kind of the finished product of doing this the other day.
Okay.
So it's obviously not, you know, a high level prop, right? So this was the ugly side, actually. This is the prettier side where everything was flat. And all I've done is wrap the handle in duct tape, and then this is a 3D puff fabric paint, right? To give it a little bit of extra detail. This takes a long time to dry. So if a contestant were going to use puff fabric paint today to add detailing, then they would probably want to do it at the very start of their hour, because they would need to give it at least 30 minutes for it to be solid enough to even touch.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. So it's not, you're supposed to let it set. It's meant for using on t-shirts. I'm sure we all did that in grade school. So it's supposed to set for like a day or two before you can wash the shirt. But as far as props go, I did this about 2 hours ago, and it still moves around a little when I touch it, but it's not bad. So, and I don't mind, actually, because it ended up a little too puffy, and I'm trying to flatten it so that it's not quite so 3D. But it's a great way to add some dimension to the prop that you're working on. And another way...
And would you paint over it, or would you just leave it the same?
I think it depends. So if we're going for shiny and tacky and all of those, the glittery silver glue, I think fulfills the brief really successfully. But
I mean, we're all about tacky.
Exactly. So I will continue to let that kind of chill for a second. And I will show you how we upgrade this knife, which this is taking the exact same pattern that I used to make this knife here. But what I did is I cut seams in it. So you can see I put a seam down the middle, and then when I hot glued it together, it let me put it at an angle, which makes the knife slightly more realistic.
I like that. That looks so fancy. Is that with cardboard also?
This is all foam. So this was, we took a level up. And you know what? I told you I didn't like the way I made this crossguard. This is the beautiful thing about foam. Look at how easy it is for me to just fix this shape after the fact. It's not perfect, but if we were trying to be perfect, we could draw ruler lines and measure it out.
But you only have like 10 minutes, so...
Yeah, which is totally fine. But look at the difference suddenly it has made. And so this is our progression. I do like
that a lot.
Yeah, and you can see our progression right here, right? From the basic pattern, there we go, pattern that we started with, to tinfoil cover, to actually making the full knife, and then taking it into foam. But the foam is obviously... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
What would you recommend to use, like, you know, because obviously this is a dagger. Like, what material would you use for, like, a bigger prop? Like that, you know, like a knife, like a bigger one, like a 3-foot one or something.
So foam is amazing to use for larger props, and I will show off a couple of my large props in a moment here. I want to show one more detailing trick, and then we'll show off the large props, and then we'll let the contestants get started. We won't keep them waiting for too long. But yeah, foam's amazing. The big thing here is this foam that I am using is this maybe like 2 millimeter thick craft foam, right? It's really, really thin. It's very lightweight. It's super easy to work with. But if this dagger were a lot bigger, I think you would see it start to collapse. It would get really bendy. It wouldn't be able to handle the amount of paint and details that you're adding. So you want to use a heavier foam. And also what you see with this dagger is, look, I can squish it because it's actually hollow inside. If you get too big, too heavy, then it starts getting droopy and you can't have the hollow inside.
Okay. What would you put instead?
I would just use a thicker foam to start with. And one of the benefits of using such a thin foam is I actually have sort of an edge here, as good of a cosplay edge as you'll get because you don't have a metal sword. So that's realistic, right? But if you're using thicker foam, you then have to start sanding down the edges, but you also have the stronger prop. So we're going to take a step to make this dagger look more realistic. And that is, we're going to wrap the handle, right? Because this handle doesn't look particularly right now. All I did was cover it in silver spray paint, which I have sitting
very
right
shiny.
Here. It is super shiny. Everything I'm doing is a nightmare for anybody who has to white balance the stream. But that's okay, chat. You know what? I just wanted you to make sure that you were getting a suntan. Yeah, you're welcome. So this is where our hot glue is coming in handy. I've just got a strip of faux leather, and I believe I have another strip right here. I'll show you. This stuff's great to work with. If you work with actual leather, it's really hard to cut through. But this is just
look at that.
So easy to work with. You know, it's just a fabric, and it's much, I would recommend it much more over real leather, just for the amount of flexibility that you have. And so
I never thought about leather being hard to cut. That is actually a pretty good tip right there.
It is so much harder to work with, and it is more expensive, and I just burned myself on my hot glue. That's okay. The best part about hot glue is you have to hold it in place. So sometimes holding it in place means it gets all over you and it hurts, but you will mess up your prop if you let go. So you just accept the burn.
You accept the burn. I do not accept the burn at all. Like, no, not at all. Look at that. That is looking like really... Like, I absolutely love the progression from the paper all the way to the end. It looks so fancy now.
Yeah, and so that is our next step there. I cannot believe how sticky this part that I accidentally got some of the stuff on is. If you use this tacky spray, it will work really well.
On everything.
Yeah, including
everything. Oh my goodness.
And so chat did notice I got a little bit of hot glue on this knife. Do you know what the amazing thing about hot glue is? Once it's dry, it just beads right up and you pull it off. So it's also really great at not damaging your cosplay, even if you miss.
That is very, very good. I love that. Yeah, team no burn. So be careful, beautiful. We don't want any more burns. So what are we doing next on here?
So the next thing I want to do real quick, because we are going to introduce the contestants soon, is one of the things that I think a lot of them are going to be doing is they're going to take paint and they're going to rub it into the creases of things. And this is a really, really subtle effect, but weapons tarnish, they get dirty, they're not perfect. So if you take...
They get blood on it too.
Exactly. I do have a little bit of red. If you almost think about like Borderlands art, and this is often best with oil-based paint, which is a little harder to find these days. Most craft stores sell acrylic, but you can find oil, on Amazon pretty easily. And this is an oil-based paint marker. And so all I'm doing...
That looks more 3D right now. I love that.
Exactly. And because I'm using this pen... And the pen gets more paint the more you push down on it. I didn't push down on it a lot to start with, so I'm getting a very, very small amount of paint out. If I had a ton of paint, which I don't know if it will do, there we go. If I have a ton and it pools out like that, and you see this thick black line that we don't like, we take something, a tissue, a sponge, and we just start brushing it around. And this is why oil is nice, because oil will come off really easily, but it gets stuck in your little crevices. And so now all of a sudden we've got this really cool, like, weathered effect here from all of the paint I dribbled on.
All right. Can we hold that thought? And we're going to actually start the contestants off because they only get an hour. And I'm super excited to see what they're going to do and what also you're going to do. So we'll be right back. And let's check in with our contestants. Hey!
Hello! Hello,
guys,
everybody!
Our gorgeous Reinessa.
Hello, Reinessa.
Hello. I have all kinds of things stuck to my fingers now, which I'm sure...
That will be us very soon.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Are you... So I'm sorry. I have to ask. Was I too cruel? Are you a little nervous? Or are you ready for this challenge?
It's definitely
nervous, but I'm ready. Yeah.
It's going to be fun,
nerves
though.
are there.
It's going to be fun.
I have faith in you guys.
I believe in all of you.
Thanks.
You are... Yeah, suited up. You've got the boots ready from last week, right? You know, you're ready to do this in style.
Exactly.
Who is excited? All right, you guys, guess what? You have 1 hour. Go get to work. We'll check with you in a bit. Have fun.
We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye. All right, gorgeous. I want to see this transformation, this dagger transformation, one that makes me want to go in a D&D dungeon and fight off some spiders.
Why does it have to be spiders? All right, why you?
That was the first thing that came, because I feel like every D&D dungeon has spiders in it.
Dungeon, or D&D, or Dark Souls.
Oh, does Dark Souls have a lot? It has one very noteworthy spider in a very alarming position that is not your favorite. But when your chat knows it's coming for you, oh boy, are they excited. That is one of my favorite games of all times. But, girl, so now we're doing the weathering. I love that it's like taking such a good shape now after you've done that, because before, with just it being straight silver, especially in the camera, it was really hard to see that it was more domed. Now it really looks like very 3D. Yeah, very dimensional. This dagger is definitely a little more on the cartoony side, right, rather than the realistic, and that mostly comes from the quick job on it. You'll see our contestants do a little more, their props are a little more refined, but this is a great way for chat to kind of see what can be done with just a little bit of work. And I am going to start one more project on this dagger. We're going to let it sit and dry for a moment, and then we'll come back and chat will get to see kind of the finished thing. So my last little trick, tip, quick cheat thing for people to do is a lot of cosplays use gems on them, right? They're a great way to enhance something. They're pretty, they're sparkly, all that. But they can kind of want a sword with a gem, right? Exactly. All the best swords have gems on them. Now, you can start Googling resin casting. You can try and find a gem for what you're looking for. You can do all of that. But especially for something cartoony, or if I just want something easy, I just make a giant pool of hot glue. Okay. And what's fun is you could probably do this any shape. Yes, so you can, because hot glue, once it dries, will kind of just pull off surfaces, you can make a little mold. The mess behind me grows. It's okay. The life of a cosplayer. Exactly. So we have made these little gems, right? And they're kind of hard to see on camera. Uh-huh. But they're these little pools of hot glue that you do not want to touch. The more hot glue is in a pool, the longer it stays hot, and the more likely you are to murder your fingers. This is wisdom, guys. Write it down. Okay, so we are going to sit and let that hold, and then I'm going to show chat, and if our contestants are still watching or listening, I don't know if they are, they'll also get to learn a little bit about some different ways to assemble and disassemble props. So we'll let these sit here and dry, and I will show you guys what's on the wall behind me. Woohoo! Ooh! It looks like a lot of weaponry behind you. Wow, I can't talk tonight. No, it's okay. It's good to be prepared. I did see someone in chat say hot glue pool, very refreshing to swim in. I feel like we need a PSA here, people. Please do not swim in your hot glue. Thank you. That that will end you up in the hospital or somewhere else more serious.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you some of these props behind me so you guys get to see the packing element of cosplay.
Ooh. Guys, listen up. For those of you who want to travel to a TwitchCon, here is some wisdom.
So this one right here is one of my favorite props that I have ever made. And Lady Artemis, this is where we're going to talk about some of the different materials you can use. So because this prop is huge, yes, I didn't want it to weigh 500 pounds. So this is constructed, yes. Do you know what that pink foam is? You buy it like Home Depot. It's like a hard insulation foam.
Yeah.
I
don't know what it's called though. Chat.
Yeah, I mean, anybody? Same. Yeah. So someone will tell us. There'll be somebody who does construction in chat who knows exactly what we're talking about.
I've seen it though.
That's what's inside this because it's so lightweight.
Oh.
And then it's all covered in Warbler.
Nice.
Yeah, which is a thermoplastic. So you heat it up and you can mold it, and then it's really strong because that foam kind of breaks pretty easily. Oh. But the best part about this is that it breaks down into pieces.
Look at that. It's magic. Guys, look. That would fit in a suitcase.
So each piece, funny you mentioned that, is conveniently exactly the size of the suitcase I traveled with that year. I took my pattern and I laid it down diagonally in my suitcase, and I made these pieces as big as I possibly could so that they would fit and still travel.
And I mean, that is amazing. It's like Mary Poppins, but in a suitcase.
And so all
you have
this
a Mary Poppins desk and suitcase.
Exactly. I mean, why not have all kinds of surprises? So all this is, I'll pull it back, is it's just PVC pipe. It's really straight PVC pipe. And then inside...
Home Depot must love you.
Oh, they do. Well, and it's funny. When you walk into Home Depot as a cosplayer, they just stare at you. And they're like, what? It's so entertaining. And then they get really, really interested in the project. And then inside here is a little PVC connector, which if you've ever built any kind of like plastic shoe rack or temporary thing or whatever, you've probably seen stuff just like this.
And of course, all the time.
Exactly, yeah. You know, the Target furniture. And so it just connects really easily. And then I have...
That is amazing.
Boom. A giant fluffy bow. My left hand is less coordinated.
You are proving that it doesn't take a lot of money or skill, you know, to be able to create such an amazing creation.
Yeah, this was, I mean, remarkably easy to do.
And it looks fantastic.
It's one of my favorite props. This is why I wanted to show it to you guys. It's one of my favorites. It took me an afternoon. This wasn't a really long... Yeah, this wasn't a long build at all. I will show, I think our hot glue is almost ready for me to show you my next trick with gems. I'll show you another prop that I think is really helpful for people to look at and understand, both for packing and how to transform props. So stick this one back here.
That one is very tall. I mean, it is as tall as you are. That is crazy.
That was, and yeah, it was as big as I could get it. So this prop is something else that I love showing because I bought it online. So it was originally this like ugly grayish color and the hilts were black. So I spray painted the entire thing white, added the pink detailing, wrapped a pink ribbon around it, and got this really great, it's for a Gwenpool cosplay. And the cool thing here is that, you know, Gwenpool's Deadpool, she's gonna have these two swords. It kind of takes up a lot of space. I could have made something like this myself. I found it and bought it and transformed because it was easier. But even if I wanted to make it myself, buying this prop shows me exactly how to make it so that it breaks into a bunch of individual pieces, which is way easier to pack. And so I think
it's super stylish too. I love the pink and white.
Oh my gosh, Gwenpool is such a fun cosplay because you're just pink and white everywhere.
every cosplayer's dream, right?
Exactly. So I know we're going to check in with the contestants soon. So I want to show everyone one more trick. I want to see what these pools of hot glue are for. And this is where nail polish. Are they dry?
Is it safe?
It is safe. We will bounce off of them instead of swim in them. So we're going to take nail polish and paint our little hot glue pools. Because nail polish is so shiny. Smart. It's shiny. It dries really, really fast. It holds up to a lot, so it will not get broken down or beaten up. It will protect your gems. It will protect your details.
Oh my goodness. The transformation is crazy. Like, I love this 4-step progression. Like, you were ready to go into any kind of dungeon and just succeed and triumph over all your enemies.
Exactly. Yeah, but hopefully, you know, they're so scared of my foam dagger.
All right.
Yes,
you did amazing.
The full demo.
I love that. And I know we have more to discuss, but who is ready to see the contestants and what they've been up to?
Absolutely. I'm so excited to see what they're working on. And
yes, Nicole, let's go see the contestants. I know you're ready. I am too. Oh, look at these hard at work contestants.
Hi, friends.
All those beautiful smiling faces. How you feeling?
Really good, actually. Honestly, surprised by how good I feel.
Yeah, they look like they've been at a spa all day.
I wish deeply that's where we were.
Carice,
ooh, that would be nice.
Can we take a look at what you've been up to?
Absolutely. Come on over. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Gorgeous.
Welcome.
I love your hair tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. We're ready. We're looking to kill today. Looks are killing. So
nice.
You're looking to kill and take home
fully
prize?
styled. Fully styled. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. Well, I know that all of our contestants started out with a base prop, kind of like what I did for the demonstration. So before you get too far, would you like to show chat your starting point so that they can see? There
Absolutely.
it is.
So here's where I started. I carved this myself over the last couple of days because I'm working on some foam stuff for my main cosplay. So I decided let's learn as we go. And so I figured this would be a good way to kind of beat up some foam and learn how it works and see what I can do with a Dremel. So
that looks amazing.
I put this up over the last few days. Thank you. Yeah, I used some materials that I found around the house, got some paint, and it was a fun build.
Very cool.
Well, you are looking super busy, so let me let you go and you get back to hard at work. And we're going to go check in and see what everybody else is up to. Atmos, look at you. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty darn good. I'm feeling good already. I got my dark wash on and it already boom, transformed the prop like right away. I did something sort of similar to what Reinessa was saying with that black marker, but instead I took some acrylic paint, some rubbing alcohol so it dried quickly, and some soap to help it flow into all the cracks. And it's making everything look a lot more dirty. I'll hold it up real quick so you can get a peek.
Oh, wow.
Rusty, looking dirty and grimy. So I'm feeling really good. I feel like I have a lot of time to do patterning, a lot of time to do some really nice fine detail work, which I'm really excited about.
So you're feeling pretty confident right now. Do you guys want to see what that looked like before he started?
Yeah, show them.
I want to see. Look at that.
All crisp and clean.
All crisp and clean, and it's representing Crown Channel. I love it.
I had to do a little bit of that.
A little bit of this and that.
Exactly.
That's already the transformation in 14 minutes, chat. He did that in crazy. 14 minutes.
I know. I've got so much time to just really weather the heck out of this. I almost said a swear, and I can't do that. But yes, I'm excited. I'm so excited.
All right. Well,
I feel like you're feeling confident, and I'm excited to see what you have.
I'm excited because I also feel like I'm confident enough that I can kind of double task and watch Reinessa's demo while I'm working.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, you have fun.
Thank you.
And we'll
Thank you,
check
ladies.
back in with you. And where's Miss Monica?
Here I am.
Hello. Here you are. How are you?
Ready. I am ready.
She's ready.
I'm doing good.
She was born ready.
So, Monica, you're doing something a little different from the other two. That looks like a shield to me.
Yeah, so we were given either a shield or a sword, and I wasn't originally going to do a shield for my big cosplay that I'm taking to TwitchCon. But I was like, you know what? I can just make one really quickly, and then it'll be a fun little like multitask for the challenge, and then for the actual big thing. So
look at you, above and beyond.
Thanks.
High achiever. How are you feeling? Pretty confident?
I'm feeling really good. I'm using shoe polish, and it is very strong, so it smells very potent in here.
I hope you have some circulation.
I do. Don't
Fans
worry.
blowing.
Yeah, I do. It's right in front of me, so it's blowing right back at me. So,
well, it looks like you have this under control. So we'll let you, finish what you've started. They're doing good. I'm excited to see what more they have in store. Thank you, Reinessa, for those tips and tricks. And I think she has way more ready for us after this break.
Are you struggling? Missing your regular FARTs? Have you tried going online? Visit exotic destinations. Move your dreams, whoever you are. Apply today. No skills? No worries. Everybody's welcome. You're hired. Open a door of new opportunities. Work alone or with a friend, or two, or more. You can do it. Move locally or connect together online. Yeah! Nice one. Coming 2023.
Welcome back to Crown Cosplay Show. I am your host, Lady Artemis. Thank you guys so much for joining us. A little recap on what's going on. We have 3 contestants who are competing in a cosplay game challenge. That is a 5-week series that will end at TwitchCon, where they will debut their final cosplay. But this week, we have our gorgeous Reinessa with us, who has given the contestants a challenge. How are you feeling about the challenge today?
I think after
do you think they're going to do it?
I think after checking in with the contestants and seeing how far along they already are in the detailing process, I'm very confident that they have the time they need. And the transformation that we are all going to see already is so impressive. Goodness. That's what I love about weathering and detailing too. I don't want to say it's a small amount of effort, right? Because these cosplayers are working their butts off. But a little bit goes a really long way. And you can already see that in just the little bit that they've done is so impressive.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it looks amazing. And I think that you have shared so many easy but very informative tips that the chat, you guys can use and practice and hopefully one day build a cosplay and shield and swords like what our contestants are doing right now. It looks amazing. I mean, thank you for coming on and showing us how to do all this. I'm so excited to try this after the show.
Well, and that's why I was going to have a question for you, because you're obviously a cosplayer yourself as well, and the wonderful mentor from week 1. What do you think is the hardest part about this challenge? Seeing them get started, what do you think is the thing that's going to be the most of a struggle for everybody?
I think if you're going on, I think the hardest for me personally would be coming up with the pattern that would disassemble, you know, your own pattern. I mean, it's easy to kind of go online and find what somebody else has done, but if you want to create something unique, I think that would be really hard to get that on paper and then execute that, you know, like for me, I've not practiced that a lot. So I think that's a good skill people have, because there might be a costume without a pattern or anything and you want to do it. And I think that'd be the hardest challenge for me personally. But some people are not artists, and that would be very hard too, to get in all that detailing and weathering and making something look very 3D and dimensional and real, you know, realistic. Like, look at Monica's shield. She's even doing the wood lines in it. That looks so amazing.
Yeah.
What do you think is the hardest part?
Well, I mean, watching them work in real time, and I'm just like, my goodness, the props that they even built to start with here are fantastic.
Yes.
I think the hardest part is actually pulling yourself back. When you're adding details, right? If you're gluing rhinestones onto something, or you're putting battle damage into a shield, or, you know, you're doing this weathering where you're adding black and white highlights to something, it can be hard to step away from the project and realize, okay, I'm done. I don't need to do anything else, because if you can go too far, you can start doing too many things.
That is true.
Yeah, and so I find that to be the biggest challenge, is that they have to stop themselves, remember that they need to pattern, and they need to also plan their weathering around that, right? Give it time to dry, work on the pattern, go back and do the next step, and really try and, you know, be very smart about how they bounce between their different tasks.
What do you think are things that they can take away from this week's challenge?
I think
for their
that
final project.
I think that TwitchCon is approaching, right? And when you were chatting with them at the start, it did sound like they had a lot of work left to do. So being able to quickly do the mental work, I think, is really important, because they won't have 6 months to plan and draft and redraft and retry, right? They need to be able to come up with a plan, stick to it, execute, adjust along the way, and then move on to the next thing. And so these timed challenges are a really great way to sort of get your brain used to creating under a little bit of pressure, because no matter what any cosplayer says or tries to do, they always end up leaving something for the last minute. So it's
always the pressure.
Yeah. It's like, you don't want to do it. You're always like, no, I'm not going to be this horrible to myself. I'm going to make healthy choices. And then something the night before happens.
Charice, oh my goodness. That looks amazing.
Hello.
Phenomenal.
Look at you.
Welcome to this. We've got some weathering going on. We've gotten some weathering details added. I love that shiny gold, the way it just, look at that.
That is beautiful.
We're working on the weathering. Got both sides going. So I'm going to let this dry for a little bit, because I'm going to go back in on these markings and add some more detail once they're dry.
Very cool.
So go ahead.
I was gonna ask, what is the goal for this prop? What effect are you trying to create or bring out of it once we get through all the steps?
So I'm looking to do something, obviously kind of battle hardened, but we're gonna place a curse. We're gonna place a curse on this object. I love cursed objects.
That's scary.
I love playing D&D, and I love a cursed object. So I think we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna make it have a little mind of its own. We're gonna see it take on some personality. I'm very excited for that part. But I love the weathering. I loved being able to give it some of that rustic character.
Do you think that you'll be able to use this as part of what you're learning from today for your costume for TwitchCon?
Absolutely, because I am doing a lot of foam. I'm doing foam jewelry, so a lot of the things that I'm doing for my cosplay are applicable here, which is great, because then I can I can kind of do exactly what Reinessa was saying and kind of troubleshoot some stuff before I dedicate myself to the final look. So this is great for that.
We love a test run. We love the luxury of a test run.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I feel like this is a good way for me to get my bearings and then really shine when we get to TwitchCon.
I have a big question for you, Carice.
What is your question?
How much did you spend?
How much did I spend? Okay, so this one was a little bit cheaper. I spent $40. I got myself some new paints. I got myself some new brushes. Big spender. And I made the sword with a bunch of stuff I found around my house. I had those floor mats, the EVA foam floor mats that a lot of people like to use. I sandwiched it in between. I sandwiched a steel rod between everything, carved it out with a Dremel, and there we go.
Oh, wow. I mean, it's pretty fantastic. $40. That's very, very budget-wise spending. The thrifty queen. I don't know. Monica might now, have to be watching out because I think for a while she's been our thrifty queen. Carice might be taking
a leaf out of Monica's book.
Exactly.
Well, and one of the things you find, the more you cosplay, is the more your random supplies build up. And if you
absolutely.
If you find a way to use those, perfect.
And I mean, who needs gym floor mats anyways?
Exactly.
Why do we need to work out?
I had them for this purpose. Considered working out with them, decided that this was a better option.
Cosplay working out,
Absolutely, absolutely. Honestly, cosplay is a workout on its own. It's a lot of work to get everything set. It's a work on the mind. It's a work on the heart. It's a work on the fingertips. It's a work on the skin because the hot glue thing,
Always back to that. Well, we are going to let you get back to your sword, your cursed object. Good luck. Have fun. And who do we want to see next, Reinessa? I am super excited to see what everybody has in store. So how are you feeling about everything coming along, Reinessa? Do you think that they're taking your challenge and executing it pretty good? Is this what you had in mind?
Absolutely. Honestly, they're going above and beyond what I had in mind. I mean, you all saw my little cartoon dagger here, right? The little baby dagger. And they're just taking this to the next level of realistic. Even the concept of putting a cursed effect on a weapon, I don't know how she's going to do that, but I'm so excited to see what that looks like.
Me too. So I have a question for you. How do you identify the use for your prop? I know that's something that, that you are good at and that you're knowledgeable of, and I think the chat would like to know.
Yeah,
so can you touch on that?
Absolutely. And this goes a little bit back to the demonstration, right? Even if you're looking at this shiny tinfoil dagger versus slightly cartoony dagger, right? These look really different. They didn't take that much different in effort or time, though. But I would use them for two completely different things. So this one is super cheesy looking, right? I'd never want to use it for anything even moderately realistic. But if I was going as some sort of goofy pirate Halloween thing with my friends and I just want something quick and cheap to throw together, right? Cardboard and tinfoil. If I'm doing something for a photo shoot that doesn't have to hold up to traveling or a lot of heavy use, that's where this lightweight foam comes in, right? This isn't durable. This will get absolutely beaten to pieces if I tried to travel with this. And so
no stabbing anybody with them.
Yeah, exactly. But this would get into a convention because security is not going to be worried about this. It's soft, it's squishy. They're not worried about it, right? But if I go to a blacksmith and get an actual sword made, they're not letting me in. So yeah, it's just about thinking about what you're going to use the prop for, and then that helps you make a lot of other decisions.
Speaking of making it through security, I don't think you would, Atmos. That looks so dangerous.
Oh, absolutely not.
He's just like, no.
Yeah, it looks
it looks like Mad Max just like showed up on your desk and dropped his weapon there.
Yep. I feel a little bit like a little wild. This is very much not my usual style. If y'all have been watching Crown Cosplay already, I'm all about the sparkle. I'm all about the like bright, colorful fun. And I'm like, what if I did the opposite of that? Right now I'm using a rust mix that I kind of threw together. It's paint, baking soda, table salt, like cracked salt and pepper. To get that like extra texture added to it. Because I wanted that sort of like texture of rust eating away at metal. It's just super duper fun. I'm really, really happy with how it's going so far still. And I have my shield mostly mostly kind of put together. I think I'm gonna possibly add a little bit of detail so it pops on camera so y'all can really get an idea of what I'm going for this. I'm feeling really excited about this challenge. I was very worried about this one. I feel like I'm not a huge props person, but I'm feeling really excited about this so far, for sure.
I mean, you say you're not a props person, but I am in love with that pipe.
Surprise!
I love post-apocalyptic. This thing is looking legit, man. I love it. I'm so excited.
So walk us through your budget here. You know, I know that cardboard shield really stretched you thin.
Absolutely. It was really tricky to get my hands on that. It's a really rare material, and so I really spent most of my budget on that. I'm just kidding. I spent about $80. Similar to Carice, most of my money went into paint. I think the most I spent was the pipe. The PVC pipe was about like $20 or something like that, because it only comes in like really long amount. And then I spent about like $7 on a really nice silver, because I wanted that silver that's sort of scraped away on the license plate to really pop. But yeah, the rest was, I had the zip ties at home. I had the fabric at home. I had the cardboard at home. So it was really throwing together some stuff I already had. About $80. I'm definitely on the more budget friendly side of things for sure.
So I have a question. What is your license plate made out of? I'm dying to know.
It's made out of actually the exact same foam that Reinessa was talking about. It was really thin. It's about that 2 millimeter foam. It's 2 pieces of it glued together with contact cement and then cut out into that shape, painted with acrylic, and then I just hand detailed that Crown, Twitch, Don't Just Watch, Join, that little slogan at the bottom. But it's literally just foam. So this prop looks pretty hefty, but it's like, it's really, really light. It is like you could swing this around like nobody's business and not really have to worry about anyone getting injured.
So you're not going to knock anybody out at the airport or anything.
Exactly. Yeah, it's plastic and foam. That's it. That's all.
No, it looks wonderful. I think we do have to let
agree.
Get back to
excited.
Work. Yeah.
I could chat with y'all forever, but yeah, I might need to maybe work some more. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll stop distracting you for now.
You have a little bit more time, so chop. Oh my gosh. So I have a question. I mean, I'm always full of questions because I feel like we're here to learn. And obviously these cosplayers are very talented, but how do you go about choosing material for the right use, like right project? Like where did you learn that skill from so we could start?
Yeah, it's honestly a lot of trial and error. So watching videos, great. Running into the hardware store and just trying it, less great. So I'm glad you're all here. Atmos had a really great example there, right? He was talking about how the prop is really light and easy to swing around and use. So he's using hollow PVC pipe here instead of, like he could have bought a dowel of wood and gotten the same shape, but it would be so much heavier because it's solid instead of hollow, right? And so it's kind of choosing things like that what is it going to hold up to? How heavy does it need to be, or do you want it to be? Sometimes you want a prop to be heavier because it needs to hold something else up, right? So if you're making wings, the inside base of your giant wings usually needs to be something a little more solid because it has to support a 3 to 6 foot wingspan on either side. So it's just a lot of asking questions again and experimenting. And then if things aren't going quite how you want, after you've chosen your materials, you pivot. And before we check in with Monica, the note I want to make is Atmos said he used the foam and then what did he say? He sealed it in acrylic, or I can't quite remember what he said, but he sealed it in something. And that was a really great note because foam's really light and easy to work with, but it gets broken down really quickly. And I have a prop over there, but I'm not going to get up. I can show it another time. But it can get broken down really quickly. So sealing it is a great way to take something that's good for what you need, but not perfect, and sort of adapting it to be exactly what you need.
Okay. Well, let's go check on Monica. I'm really curious on what she's doing and where she's going with the shield.
What are we doing with the straps, Monica?
I know. I'm kind of curious.
Well, you couldn't have like this really messed up weathered shield without having like messed up looking used straps too, because they looked a little too clean. I didn't like the way they were looking, so I'm just adding a little bit of depth to them too.
You want all that dirt and wear and tear on it?
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes. From all those dungeons you've been in schools and
from those cursed daggers she's gotten stabbed with.
Absolutely.
This is actually, it's Monica, it's great that you're doing this. So I have helped run a lot of cosplay competitions, and the thing that sets apart the winner from the runner-up is usually the detailing on the part of the cosplay that doesn't show. So people who finish the inside of their cosplay, the attachments, they go the extra step, judges love that. They eat it up because it just adds such an extra layer to your cosplay.
That's really good to know for TwitchCon, so thank you.
So much wisdom we're receiving from the gorgeous Reinessa. I love this. I feel like this has been so educational, even for me, really and I'm not even in the contest. Somebody said that Monica has such an eye for detail. That is true. You have a very, very good eye for small details and executing them very well.
Thank you.
This
that means a lot.
So incredible. It looks incredible.
The first time I saw,
almost on my way to this thing.
Oh wow! Oh, there's our pattern. Oh, nice. Oh, I'm interested to see how that works out. Wow.
This is gonna be the thing that like attaches.
Monica, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there a bunch of tinfoil in your boot build last week too?
Yeah, there's been tinfoil in every single week. I don't know what it is, but me and tinfoil, like, we're besties. And lovers.
How much did you spend, beautiful,
on
your whole thing? I'm curious.
So
99 cents with the tinfoil?
No, that's still from week 1. Honestly, it was mainly just the foam, because I had almost everything else, especially the tinfoil. And the foam, which just what is it? TSA? No, PSA. Michaels is getting rid of all of their like craft and all of that stuff. So get it now. It's like 40% off. That's what I got mine. Right? Yeah, get that. So I got it for like
go tomorrow.
15 this one was actually like I think like $30. And then I got this acrylic, or I'm sorry, speaking of like the oil painting, I don't know, you can't see it. Wrong camera. It was on sale for $2.97. And oil painting, like Reinessa said, is really good to, do the weathering and to smear. Because acrylic just don't smear like that.
No. And it dries too fast. Way too fast.
It does. And then it gets like, if you mess with it, it just starts to like peel off and it just looks really nasty.
Well, you look like you have a lot to do in a little amount of time. So good luck, have fun, and we'll check back in with you in a little bit.
That's absolutely fascinating to watch to watch that attention to detail, to see how much this looks like wood now. I mean, she started out with foam, like a flat single color foam, and now I keep expecting that thing to weigh 15 pounds because it's a chunk of solid wood.
Oh yeah. I mean, when she was like moving it around, you're like, my brain is telling me she should not be able to lift that up that easy. So how are you feeling? Do you think that they're doing a pretty good job executing what you wanted? Are you impressed by our amazing contestants? Coming as a professional cosplayer?
Yeah, I am absolutely impressed. I think they're all getting a lot more professional than me right now, right? Like this is great. And I mean, we can even see they're all working. Atmos is adding detail to his pattern. Honestly, I think this is for chat's benefit, so that you can all see what the pattern looks like. But seeing them, already have their attachment plans coming together, this level of detail, the realism that they have, I'm loving it. I'm loving their creativity.
I am too. I mean, every single one of them, it looks incredible. Like, I feel like I'm starting to see the cursed object coming out, and I'm still trying to see what Atmos is designing, but he's still in his pattern, so we'll give him a little bit. And Monica, that, like we said, that wood is insane. So this is the fun part where you guys get to come in and you guys get to do your job. We're gonna do a poll on who do you think used their budget the best. Okay, so guys, think about it. Are you ready? Are we ready for this poll? I want to see some hype in the chat. So you have Ace,
let's see
B, Atmos, and C, Monica.
Give me those E's in the chat. I want to see my neighbors rolling up in droves.
And then press enter,
Everybody,
and then lowercase
come on.
B, and then press enter.
This was unintentional.
A's, baby. Give me those A's.
Because B stands for budget, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go. My besties, my fruits. I love you all so very much. I'm
ready to see those
hard.
A's in chat. Come on, friends. Give me those A's.
Playing the day away. Let's see those A's in chat, my friends. Capital A, lowercase.
Yay.
I mean, not A. B. I mean B.
Yes, give me the A's. Do what Atmos said.
No,
give me
B.
the A's.
Do one B, and then another B, and another B, and another B, another B.
B.
A's. B for budget queen atmosphere.
A for awesome cursed object you have there.
Best shield, best sword, best keys.
C for the shape.
A plus sword cursage going on here. Let's go.
Budget queen atmospheres. I want to see B's. You got 5 seconds left. I want to see those B's, babies.
Yeah.
Come on, neighbors, rolling up. Where are ya?
Yay!
C for.
Okay. My goodness, Monica.
Monica, the budget
looks
queen.
like the chat spoke. Your tinfoil did it. It's because you're hoarding a bunch of tinfoil.
I think it was
the budget
PSA.
queen.
It was that. I think it was the PSA, the sale tips for where to go and buy your supplies, right? That's a subtle bribe for chat.
It's like, guys, I will save you money if you vote for me.
I'm like the Geico lizard. I can save you money on your cosplays.
I can't.
Monica's new catchphrase.
Yes.
Okay, guys,
Monica
this has been fun, but we have a commercial break, so we'll get back to more cosplaying right after this, so don't go anywhere.
What is that?
You're inside what we call a peripheral. You think this is a game, but it's real. It just hasn't happened yet.
Shield ready. Taking damage.
So we got him. Let's do this.
Welcome back, everybody. I am your host, Lady Artemis, and you are watching Crown Cosplay on the Crown channel. I hope you guys are all doing well and having fun. Those of you who are just now tuning in, I'm going to give you a recap of what we're up to. We have 3 contestants competing in a cosplay game show that's going to last 5 weeks and end for a grand finale at TwitchCon, where they're going to debut their costume for all of us, and somebody there is going to take home the grand prize. Today we have our gorgeous Reinessa joining me today, so we're so excited to have her. She has tasked our amazing contestants with not just 1 but 2 challenges today. Girl, you have a lot of faith in these contestants.
Well, if you're just tuning in, you are going to see that faith was well placed, because they're really rocking it. Yeah, and if you've been here, then you've watched them every step of the way, and you know how cool the reveals are gonna be later.
I am so excited to see just the before and the after, just in an hour. Guys, we give them just 1 hour to do these challenges, and like we said, we didn't give them just 1, we gave them 2 this week. So an hour for 2 challenges. So you want to explain to anybody tuning in on what the 2 challenges were?
Yeah, absolutely. So we asked our contestants to make essentially a sword and shield. And one of those props, they made a basic prop ahead of time. And here during the hour, they're adding detailing, as you can see them all doing right now. The second part of the challenge is they have to pattern the second prop. So not make the final thing, but put together a pattern, and that prop needs to disassemble, because when these contestants go to TwitchCon, they got to be able to pack their cosplays. So they need to practice planning and patterning out ways to pull apart and put together a prop.
Which is very, very, very smart for if you are going to travel and do cosplays and get into that scene. So yeah. I think we should do a progress check. Do you want to do a progress check? Because I think I want to do a progress check.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just looking at it right now, I'm super curious where they're at, how they're feeling, because they've got about 13 minutes left, right?
Whew, I think that's not much time. So let's go check in with Charice. I want to see this cursed object. I feel like we need a dark, sound every time she comes in. Hey! There we go.
This is the era of dark
I mean, that just sent a chill down my spine. Looking at that and hearing that. Ooh, girl, that is looking evil.
Mm-hmm. We are getting evil in here. We're getting evil in here.
So are you putting green up here on the hilt? Or on the
correct? I'm kind of giving it like a greenish tarnish.
Okay.
To kind of make it look dirtier, because I felt like the gold was a little too shiny still, so I wanted to add some of this green, as if the curse is spreading all the way through the object.
Ooh. What kind of curse are we talking about here?
Probably something very stinky. The greens, the greens end up being a little smelly. So that's what I'm assuming. This object is not something you want to hold. You don't want to hold this object. No one's ever going to want to date you.
Because you're going to smell bad.
Not because you're holding a pointy, stabby dagger sword thing and they're scared of that. No, because of the smell. Yeah. That's what's throwing them off.
Absolutely.
So Vanessa, do you have any tips or tricks that you want to give, Charice?
I think she's doing wonderfully right now. I really love the green here on the hilt, and actually she's right now doing the exact thing that I was worried about. That big white, is it pommel? I can't quite remember what that part of the dagger is called.
Yeah, I was trying to go for kind of like a gem style pommel.
And so that was making me nervous that you were just leaving it alone over there, because I was like, it doesn't match the rest of the dagger. We got to try and, be consistent everywhere. But I love this. And you'll notice how she's using these 2 different colors to give it a lot of dimension. So that brighter yellow's right at the top. I love that choice. So I think
this
she's
looks like
doing
something
awesome.
out of Breath of the Wild.
Oh, I could see that.
It kind of matches your cosplay theme.
Absolutely.
I feel like
I
you
am
have
doing
a theme
fun
that you
job
really
with
like.
Absolutely.
I'm guessing there's a favorite game in there.
There might be. You might be able to take a guess at one of my absolute favorites of all time.
Well, Charice, you look like you're doing amazing. And like you probably, just from your hand language, that you want to get back to work and us leave you alone. And we're going to go check on Atmos.
Always a pleasure.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Atmos.
Hello, hello.
It aged even more. How
This is the
that
back
possible?
side. I want to make sure I'm getting both sides done. You know, we're talking about detail. We're talking about making sure we're doing absolutely all we can. And so I'm trying to get, you know, a little blood everywhere, a little rust everywhere, you know, as one does.
What did you do
with your Mad Max Apocalypse?
Yeah.
What would I do?
Well, no, I'm just curious.
Kind of...
What's the blood from? Who you taking on with your pipe sword?
Who did you murder?
Well, you know, it's an apocalypse, so every person for themselves. I will say, if there was an apocalypse, I would stay at home knitting and weaving while everyone went hunting. But you know what? It's cosplay. You can pretend to do anything. So in this one, I'm going to pretend to be ferocious, and that I actually could win in a fight, whether it be against zombies or whatever. We're gonna do a little imagine. We're just doing a little imagination moment, because that's what cosplay is all about, right?
So I would be at the wine section with that, keeping everybody away from the red wine. Hands off the wine.
Give me the Pinot Grigio or else.
Priorities are so
exactly.
Post-apocalyptic. We know where we will be.
Oh, 100%.
So we saw you painting some detail onto your pattern, right? I'm assuming to, you know, help chat out. And I'm curious, how are you feeling about that pattern? Because as the paint master that you are, I think you're rocking this right now.
Yeah.
But how's the patterning process been for you?
I feel good. I mean, I think the thing is with the props and the pattern that I'm doing, it's more on like the simple side when it comes to forms. Like they're very recognizable forms. You know, it's a pipe, it's a license plate, it's some fabric and like that. But it's really all about, you know, the detail and the way they're arranged and the way that they're weathered. So I think that's why I was like looking at my pattern. I'm like, you can't just leave it like this. I have to show like a bit more of what the story is. And so that's why I felt like just a little bit of paint would really help both you as a judge, Reinessa, and the chat, everyone who's watching, get a bit of an idea of where I'm really intending to go. Because I want, you know, it's all about, cosplay is all about make-believe, and it's really all about storytelling. And I want that story to really translate to everyone. And so that's why I kind of decided to do just a little bit of that weathering. Nothing much, but just a little bit of something. Yeah.
So I saw something in the chat before we leave you, and I think that I want to ask the same question. Well, not really question, but what are you going to name your blade? Because I think this is a very special blade, and somebody said you need to name it. So please come up with a name for this. Oh, wow, that was quick.
The Crown Cracker. Boom! Right over your crown. Crack it open.
Perfect! Oh my goodness.
On the spot?
Love it.
Big brain.
On the spot, man.
So when are we adding a poll for, you know, best named, right? Prop,
yeah, exactly.
Right? We need a new poll so that we can test everybody on their naming skills here.
We have the best slogan, the best name. Okay, so Atmos looks like he has everything under control. So we haven't checked in with the Monica, the gorgeous, the holding a wooden shield with very dark fingers that I feel like you're going to be stained for a few days.
Oh man, look at my desk. It is disgusting.
Your hand modeling days are over for the week. Your hands look like an old lady's.
No, they look like... from Mary Poppins, the chimney dude.
Yeah. Chimney sweeps. Okay, wait, you can hand model for them. That works as a chimney sweep.
Just think of how well weathered your desk art is now, right?
Yeah, that's true. It has also seen battle, so here we are.
That is looking incredible.
Thanks.
So are you feeling pretty confident about this?
Yeah, I finished this too, so
oh wow,
I'm ready for. And this is a technique I'm going to use because my prop for my big cosplay for TwitchCon is massive. So when you were saying about the PVC connectors, I was like, well, that's perfect because that's what I'm hoping to utilize in that big prop. We'll see if that actually works, but yeah.
Nice.
So like you're nailing it.
Yeah, no, this looks wonderful. Now, I'm curious, you said the shield is going to be a part of your final cosplay. I have to ask, is this sickle-shaped weapon also going to be a part? Is that also the massive prop weapon, or is your final cosplay a different type weapon?
It is very different. I just thought that this kind of went with it. It just kind of looks like it goes together, and I need cohesion in my brain. But the final prop for TwitchCon is nothing like it, and it's about the size of the desk almost.
Got it.
So it's bigger
so
than
you
I
might. So getting through airport security is going to be fun. Is that what you're saying?
TSA will be looking through my bag and be like, "What the heck is this?
What's wrong with this girl?"
I'm fully expecting one of those little papers that's like, "We checked your baggage." I was like, okay.
This is it. I think a lot of non-cosplayers don't know about those papers. But for chat, if your suitcase, your checked bag is filled with weird stuff, they open it. And then when you pick up your cosplay like bag at the airport and you get back to the hotel and you open it, there's this like bright orange piece of paper that's like, hey, we looked through your stuff. And you're like, yep, no, that tracks.
We checked your bag. Everything's everywhere. They didn't even have the decency to put it back the way that they found it.
Yeah,
well, hopefully they put all of it back in so you're not without a piece.
That would be really sad. I would be very
oh my gosh,
sad.
I'm sorry. I just probably caused you like even more nightmares. I'm zipping my lips. I'm so sorry.
Now, Lady Artemis, this is why I did a demo about how to make stuff with cardboard and tinfoil. And Monica's the queen of tinfoil, so she's got it covered. All handled. This is, I mean, your progress is wonderful. It's so cool to watch this transformation. I'm almost jealous for the people who arrived late. I'm jealous on their behalf for the people who have been here the whole time to get to see this happen.
Yeah. Because it's been incredible. Like everybody has went from just this shiny, brand new looking object to something that looks old, tarnished, and weathered, and like it's had a hard life, you know? So, I mean, this is a really cool transformation. Like, they all look battle ready or battle seasoned. That's the good term. Mm-hmm. They are all battle seasoned. I'm so excited. So, you know what I think is next? What do you think's next? We're going to wrap with a poll. You guys ready?
Yes.
Who's ready? Are you guys excited? Are you nervous?
Let's do it, chat. Get your B's ready.
Get your B's ready.
Prepared.
And A's and C's, guys.
AP better be worn by the time I'm done.
So next poll is going to be which contestant has been the most creative? Ooh, this is a hard one. You guys have all been so creative. So I think we're going to go to a poll. You guys ready? Get ready, guys.
B's in chat.
Put those
right, everybody.
ABCs in the chat. I want to see it.
Let's make this magic happen here. This is a curse. I'll curse you if you don't vote for me.
ISQG.
In a video
I want to see a B in the chat, my friends. Uppercase B, lowercase b, whatever you got to do. Put those B's in the chat. I want to see those B's.
Come on, friends. You know you love this curse.
And let's see.
Send a B, and then send another B, and then send another B, and then send another B.
Look at how happy.
Look how cool this is.
Give me those A's. Yes, that's what I want to see, neighbors.
Shield?
Oh my god,
Bees in chat?
Give me those A's.
Come on.
We're making magic over here.
Literally,
literal magic. Literal
B.
magic is happening.
I want to see a B.
Look at the magic.
For me, a B,
See, for the hook.
you shouldn't have. You should have. I appreciate it. I see all those B's.
Don't get cursed.
Thank you, everyone who's voting B.
Don't get cursed.
Thank you, all my sweet friends for voting B. You got 5 seconds left. 5 seconds left.
Beautiful
to pop
neighbors
those B's
in the chat.
Let's
Keep
do this.
it up.
Let's do this.
We're ready.
Nice. GGWP.
All right, guys, it's looking like it is the gorgeous Charice. You won. Congrats. We still have one more poll to go. How does it feel to be a winner?
I am
most creative.
I'm overwhelmed because I was really hoping to wow everybody today with just, I feel like sculpting is my thing. And so I'm here for it.
You guys, this is all looking so amazing.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't even envy chat the decision of voting between most creative between you three. I'm glad that's not a choice I have to make.
Unfortunately.
No,
guys, guess what? Pencils are down. Time is up. That's it. Oh, those disappointed faces. Well, we have one smiling, but okay. There we go.
Do I have paint on my monitor? Maybe so. Maybe there's paint on my monitor right now.
Okay.
It's weathered, all right? That's what we're going with. It's weathered.
We're just... Everybody has a weathered look nowadays. That's what's in. So, guys, you did amazing. No more working on your projects because time is up. We're going to do a big reveal in just a minute, but we have another commercial break. So, guys, sit back, relax, and after we come back, we're going to see the reveal right after this.
Wait, you're doing this live?
Kuno, this is it. You've got it.
Are you kidding? Say hi to the people, Carl.
Today we're playing solitaire. Which is something crazy.
This is the place to be.
Chat is going absolutely well.
So I'm hyped.
Let's go. No.
I don't know what else to tell you. We're here for the tryouts.
I don't think you understand. This is the All-American League.
You're pretty All-American. Who was that? I'm a pitcher, and you need me.
Everybody on the team has to have a job at the factory.
They don't get to decide if this is real or not. We do.
Let's go!
You girls traveled out of your time.
Hey, who's there?
I live here. No, I live here.
That's her.
Holy shit. Future me will know how to get us home.
You don't know who you're about to become.
You have no idea what's at stake here.
Yeah, it's the fate of humanity. I get it.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you're having a blast. I know I am. I'm your host, Lady Artemis. Welcome back to the Cosplay channel. Crown Cosplay channel. I'm sorry. I hope you guys are having fun. We have had a great evening. Just a little recap. We have 3 contestants competing in a cosplay challenge. Tonight, Miss Reinessa set us up with 2 lovely challenges, and we're just about to see what they've done. They started off all with what? Brand new looking weaponry, and now we're going to see an aged, weathered look. So I'm so excited to see what they did. Are you excited, Reinessa? Because this is all you.
I'm thrilled. I think they took the challenge and they ran with it. They went above and beyond. I've been fascinated the whole hour to watch what they're doing, because you're right. Bright and shiny is the best way to describe how these props started. And boy, is that not the description of any of them whatsoever at this point.
Isn't it funny that we're like giving them props for making something look old and worn out? Like, you know, like that's what we want. We don't want the new and shiny today. So I think we're going to go see Charice first. Are you guys ready? Guys, get the hype in the chat. I want to see so much excitement for Miss Charice. Woo! So excited. Let's see. Oh my goodness.
Hi,
how are you doing?
Back once again. Oh, I'm so excited. I had so much fun
joy
with
to
this
see
challenge.
your beautiful face.
Stop. Keep going. But stop.
Let's see what you have for us.
All right. So we have our cursed object.
Nice. Very cool.
Very scary.
I added a little poisony drip at the end, and we've got our poison gem pommel. We've got our curse running throughout, and of course, lots of weathering.
Yeah,
lots of weathering.
I see that. So the important things I'm going to call out for chat here are take a look at the white lines on the hilt in that gold. You typically use white where light is going to hit. And so it naturally makes the hilt look a lot more three-dimensional. And one of the really cool things that Charice did when she was painting the pommel is she dipped her paintbrush into the yellow or the green and then into the black together, so that when she started putting that onto the edges of the pommel, you got a mixture of the two colors, which makes this really cool effect when you look at the sword from a distance away. It's a really awesome weathering technique.
That looks amazing. So guys, chat, take a quick look, because guess what? We're going to go switch over and see our next contestant, what they did.
We do have to see the pattern that Charice did, actually. We've got to see what her shield prop looks like, because we haven't seen that yet.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
So we want to go back to Charice, and she can show us the prop that she patterned with her attachments.
All right, so I'm really excited for this one. So I did a Kite Shield. Which is just some rectangles cut in diagonals and then pieced back together. So these are just to keep them from like being floppy, because I taped it. So then that's where I would put something to latch it to my arm. And of course it goes in half so we can store very easily. I would like to do some sort of PVC piping to make it fit together. And then to hide this front seam, I would like to do some kind of classic design like that. Do some starbursts, some really fun paint to make those just shine.
And how would you plan on attaching that front piece, since obviously the two triangles have to separate?
I would only do it on one side so that it would hide the seam. And then when we reattach it, it looks seamless.
Very clever. I love that. Thank you for walking us through it. That design is really cool. I think you did something really awesome here.
Thank you so much.
Very, very smart. All right. So now I'm excited to see what Atmos is up to, because he has the two things to reveal. First, I want to see his weapon.
Yeah, let's see this rusty. Exactly.
Oh, exciting.
Hello.
Oh, wow.
I did
that almost doesn't even look like the same thing. Oh my goodness.
We've got the rust, we've got the blood, we've got it all going down on this one.
Okay, so real quick, the different techniques that you used, right? So you had your rust painting. You had, so just talk us through a couple of your weathering techniques.
Yeah, so I started off with a dark wash, which was some acrylic paint, alcohol, and soap to kind of get into the cracks. And then I had my special rust paint, which was like a bunch of chunky things in paint to really build up that texture in the rust. And then I had some dry brushing in silver to sort of highlight and make it look like the metal has worn away. And I also did that kind of in some white and as well as some silver to really kind of give that shine and that white sort of pop to those edges that might get nicked up and highlighted. You know, there's even some rust on the interior of the pipes. So again, you said all the details you want to see, what you wouldn't think of seeing. So that's kind of some of the weathering techniques I did. Lots of kind of just dirty kind of stuff. So that's my sword. And then for my shield, continuing the sort of post-apocalyptic theme, sort of a stop sign, road sign. I want to really embrace that, like taking things and making weaponry out of it. So the bottom half, it would be like sort of a stop sign, and then attached with sort of these, you know, metal strips and bolts, and then another kind of piece of metal. And these sort of strips are really how it would attach and detach. Embracing that rusty, dirty look. And so just getting plastic bolts, spraying them with that silver spray, and then, you know, weathering them the same way, making sure that they can still screw and unscrew. So, you know, having holes in my foam, screwing it together at the con, unscrewing it together at the con. So, you know, it's both for the look of the cosplay, then it's also the practicality of the breakdown and making it be able to separate into parts. So that is perfect. That is my combo. I'm ready to go into post-apocalyptic battle.
Love the theme. You did fantastic.
Thank you.
So guys, take a quick look, because guess what? We have one more contestant with 2 other things to show us. Let's hop on over to Miss Monica and see what she did. Oh,
aggressive right away.
I was going to say she's attacking, guys. She's ready.
Ready for school.
Oh my gosh, I have to question, what school did you go to that you need a sickle and a shield, all right, to survive? That's the first question.
I need to have an intervention for you, Monica.
So quickly tell us, what were your weathering techniques here?
So I did a couple of different things. I used shoe polish, which I've done it before, where it kind of gets in the little like cracks of your, you know, foam, and then you kind of let it sit for a little bit so it can like seep in, and then while that was drying, I was doing the edging of the panels, because I wanted it to look like it was 4 pieces of wood stuck together, and that's how you made it. So I wanted to make sure I highlighted that, and that was with the black acrylic. So you just dip it in a little bit of water or into the shoe polish too, and it helps it spread a little bit easier. So.
And what is that other thing behind you? Oh, I'd like to take a quick look at it.
So this was the thing that wasn't supposed to come apart. And this is the thing that is supposed to come apart. And it was just obviously made of foil. But the most important part is the stuff that can like detach and reattach, and it's hidden by it was kind of inspired by one of your props that you had done, Reinessa, where it was like hidden by like fur or something. I was like, oh, that's a good idea, I have fur. So I just glued it together where I knew it was gonna connect, and you can't see it, and then it connects.
Very cool.
All right, guys,
and I'm gonna ask one quick question from Monica. If you were to use this pattern and turn it into an actual prop, how would you take that tinfoil part and make it into your final prop?
I was actually going to do that, and there are 2 ways to do it. One, I was going to do with foam, or with this exact like shape, or even with the tinfoil, put Warbler on top of it, and that way, you know, you can Mod Podge it and prime it, and then do the same thing, weather it, make it look really nasty.
Very cool. Thank you.
All right, guys, guess what? It's the last poll. Are you guys excited? This is almost do or die, okay? So this is best overall product, okay? So they've done 2 different things. You guys vote on which contestant you did the best overall.
Bees in chat, let's go. Let's see those bees. I want to see a lowercase B and an uppercase B and a beep, 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 beep.
Come on, everybody.
The
curse. The curse is real. Let's go.
Bees. B, 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 B.
Can also attach.
I mean, also, I'm just saying, are you scared of me? Because if you're scared of me, you'll vote. But also,
see those A's in chat, friends. Let's go.
I think I think we know where the B's need to go in the chat. Let's see an uppercase, a lowercase. Let's see B's. Again, as I say,
A's.
Look at the material.
Okay. A's.
Look at the material,
A's for
friends.
Carice.
Look at material.
Okay.
C.
And
community.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, neighbors, get those A's in chat. Let's go. Let's see it.
Atmos is our winner.
Yay!
Oh,
thank you.
my.
Thank you, chat.
Everybody
Love
is
you
loving
all.
that Mad Max theme. I love it. We have a fierce warrior. So, nice job, everyone. So now we have the part of the show where Reinessa, you get to take over. This is why we called you in. You are the expert. So take it away.
Okay, so first of all, you are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Making the choice between the three of you was, it's the hardest cosplay decision I've ever had to make. And I'm already sitting here going, I don't even know. So really, really quick feedback for everybody to take into TwitchCon to think about for building your final cosplays. Atmos, I'll start with you. Since you won with chat, we'll have you go first. I think your bolt plan is really great. I think functionally you'll find that foam doesn't hold that structure really well. So my suggestion would be to actually look into using magnets and putting a fake bolt on top of the magnet and then snapping it together. I think you'll find that will work a lot better. And then the only other thing I'll say, because I saw it a lot in chat, your rust looks amazing, but it's a little uniform in brightness. So try thinking about different color gradations when you're doing something really like old and broken down like that. Okay. Next up.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's go with Miss Carice with her cursed sword over here. I thought that this was phenomenal. I think that you set yourself a really hard challenge because cursed things often need like that glowy or LED aspect to it. And I think you did a really great job bringing that to life. My suggestion for something cursed next time would be Dremel a little bit bigger, those symbols, so that you can have more green in there and you can have like a thicker, more impactful, and you can do more shades. Because
when I was painting, I could feel that.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I think you did wonderful. And I love your shield design. Making that center section hide the connectors was so smart. And I would say if you're ever to make a prop that big, be very careful with the materials that you pick. I would suggest a low density foam and then do Warbler around the edges to protect it.
That's a great idea.
All right, and Monica the Fierce. All right, that's what we're going with instead of meme, sassy queen, budget friendly, etc. The wood detailing is so impressive. I several times, both Lady Artemis and I thought that you were working with wood. You focused really heavily on dark detailing. I would say think about light detailing as well to help. It looks like wood. It looks amazing. I think that you would have benefited from, honestly, like a copper, not a white, but a copper to rub in to give it a little light dimension. So when light hits it, it plays with it. And then for the prop, fantastic. I know you have to build a really long prop for TwitchCon, which it can make it hard to hide connectors in. So the best thing there is to actually maybe wrap your PVC pipe in foam so it's actually the thickness of the connector the whole way up. So it might end up being a little thicker than is comfortable for your hand, but it'll really nicely hide PVC connectors so you can break it down into pieces so it fits into your suitcase.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I hadn't thought that far yet, so that's good to know.
Help you out ahead of time. Lady Artemis, is the math all done? Do we have to know? I can't believe they made me pick. I already feel bad for having to pick.
Yes. And the winner is, we are going to see it on the winner board, and it is Atmos Fierce. Guys, everybody get excited. This is amazing. Everybody loved your Mad Max theme. This is post-apocalyptic. All the blood.
Hello?
That little detail.
What the heck? Thank you, chat. Thank you, Reinessa. I truly went into this challenge. This is not my forte. This is not my thing. But I feel really proud of myself. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I think
you guys did amazing.
Yeah, the concept and the theme. And so what I will say, what made the final decision for me, because all three of you were so close, was Atmos. I felt you used a few more techniques and brought in some of that 3D detail with the grit in the rust. And I think that type of 3D detail, whether it's puff paint or, wire wrapping the hilt of a sword or doing things like that, really help take a prop to the next level when you add those, more physical elements to it. But you are all so unbelievably phenomenal. How did I get so lucky to have the three of you to watch do all of this? It's been wild.
Thank you. It was lovely having you.
Are so talented. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Atmos. Guys, we will be back next Friday for week 4. And Alicia will be back. And we have another special guest mentor coming. So thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. I am Lady Artemis, and we're signing off. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
And thank you, Reinessa.
Thank you for